Hey guys, back with another Maplestory video here. This time, I'm going to show you a run of a Night Lord. 34 mil cap doing normal Damien. In my last tiers list, talked about how I thought Night Lords was actually subpar, lower tiers by itself at this sort of cap range. So this video may sort of prove me wrong. This is 34 mil cap. Got the event buff. Got Synchro from the Paladin and Divine Echo, so that definitely helps Night Lords as well. Again, this is normal Damien, so I would say my gear is, or the gear is a little bit on the higher end for normal Damien. And it's a good real test of, I would say Night Lords excel pretty well in normal Damien. But this is just a run. Honestly, a huge PR. And this team has been running for a while. We have no bishops, 2 paladins, and we have a phantom and a buck as support. So we have time leap and res and 2 paladin reses, single reses as well. So that helps a ton. And we've also been running for quite a while with this same team composition. So it's something we're pretty familiar with. And one of the biggest issues that I have with Night Lords is that you have to be right on top of the boss in order for all your barrage lines to hit. So if you're a Night Lord player or someone that's unfamiliar with it, it just makes it extremely difficult to maximize your lines. Like the line count, if you'll see a 3-minute fight, isn't great to begin with. It's not all cap lines because there's a ton of clones, small lines with barrage and their burst. They're very similar to paladins where they have insane burst while barrage is up. Their 90-second cooldown, but then when their barrage is down, they do no damage at all. And so when the boss moves a lot, or for some reason, Night Lord survivability isn't the greatest, if you don't have Synchro, if you're not the biggest DPS, it's very challenging to consistently do DPS. And that is one of the reasons why I had Night Lords as lower tier, I guess, because they need a lot of help. They to maximize their potential, right? They're one of those classes that do benefit a ton from having a Paladin, Synchro, Divine Echo, from a boss not moving. And one of the challenges you'll see with this run is that as a Night Lord, I never, ever get aggro, even with my burst. And maybe that's with this composition team comp, but you'll see that my DPS in this run will end up surpassing the second place person who ends up being aggro for pretty much all of the fight by a significant amount. And so that is one of the issues with Night Lords, besides the fact that they have to be positioned perfectly on top of the boss in order to maximize their burst. And they have really no survivability. They rely a lot on other people to heal them with their party heals. But it's just we never get aggro. And if you know anything about Damien, the endgame bosses, well, mainly Damien, aggro is extremely important because if we're getting orbs and we're having to move a lot, and we can't just stand there in DPS, Night Lords really, really suffer. But the reason why I was able to PR by a ton was because you'll see I don't think I ever get orb until after 6 minutes. So for the first 6 minutes, I'm just standing there, target dummy, standing on the boss, maximizing DPS, not having to move at all. Fair trade, burst, everything, just straight up rotation, as I would do in Guild Dungeon. And if Night Lord can do that, they're going to shine. They're going to do great. But even then, I think the second place, Just a Noob, is a Buccaneer that has, I think, 7-8 mil less cap than Night Lord. Still taking aggro from the Night Lord. Barrage is up right here, and I'm not taking aggro at all. I'm still barely beating the Buccaneer, and I'm just standing there DPSing, right? So it may be a little bit, this is sort of the perfect situation for Night Lord that rarely ever happens. Like right here, if the boss moves, Shuriken does no damage, right? I got Sanko right there, so I can just stand here and DPS and not worry about dying. But again, look, if I'm not just perfectly standing on the boss, like I'm here, then and I'm not getting orbs, then I'm not going to maximize my DPS, right? But you'll see right here, Barrage just came off a cooldown. This is where I sort of hit my peak, right around 430 bill in less than 5 minutes. Yeah, that'll do it. That is tough DPS. That is top tier. Again, everything had to run perfectly for me in order to do that. Right. So the first 5 minutes, I am, let's say 90. Was that 90 bill DPM? 450. Yeah. In 4 or 5 minutes, 90 bill DPM. Not half bad. We'll take it, right? Having Synchro, Echo, full buffs, standing there DPS, that is tough. That's tough, right? But so I do think Night Lords, maybe I didn't give them enough credit. Maybe they're better than I thought. But this was as sweet, perfect. Like I still haven't gotten orb, right? I just haven't moved from this corner. I haven't changed my rotation at all. I think I just moved slightly here. So attacking from range, just doing the normal rotation, not worrying about a thing, right? Not doing any mechanics. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. This is the type of DPS that someone should do when they have 34 plus mil cap and just attacking a target dummy, right? Then I got Sanko right here, so I can even better just stand there, DPS with the barrage up, and now I finally get orbs for the first time 6+ minutes in. Got Sanko, so I'm not even worried. Then I can just go right back on top of the boss, blink, and DPS. So this is, if you're wondering what it's like without a bishop, normal Damien, in my opinion, I think it's as easy. If you have people with good mechanics, good gear, know what they're doing, know how to do DPS, you really don't need a certain amount of support or team comps, right? We don't have a bishop. I've cleared without a phantom. In my Demon Slayer team, there are a lot of possibilities for normal Damien. A lot of DPS. And I would say that our class composition isn't the greatest either, right? We actually do have a C on this run, so that does help. But yeah, normal Damien is one of those bosses right now that there's a lot of flexibility as far as team comps and what you need to bring. As long as you got the DPS, as long as you got people knowing how to do mechanics and orbs, it is as clearable as any sort of endgame boss is at the highest level without needing certain classes. So yeah, this was obviously our best, no surprise, our best run by far. I got orb here for the third time. I don't think I move. Oh, there I moved a little bit. But yeah, 3 times in a 8-minute fight. Yeah, oh, there it is again. Orb, I think I just stand here in the corner and just DPS because we're about to clear it. But yeah, oh no, about as smooth as it gets. Check out the DPM right here. Huge. Very unexpected. I think the last run I had was like sub 60 bill. So Night Lords, good to see the potential when you can just stand there and DPS. Not half bad. Love to see it. Thank you for watching. Hope to have more content. Night Lords, not that bad. Look at those peaks. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.